Hi guys, good to see you. Today we're going to do another lovely springtime activity, and today we're actually going to make our own paint. So I don't have a lot of paint sitting around the house, or I couldn't really find it whenever I went shopping, so I thought we might be able to make some of our own paint that we can use. We can make different colors, and I think it keeps for 2 or 3 days as well if you put it in the fridge. So um yeah, let's make it and see how it goes. So we'll start with the paint. We'll make that first, and then we can do our spring kind of crafts after that. So all you need today, again, three very simple ingredients. We need flour, water, and salt, and it's just the same amount of each. So you could do 1 cup of flour, 1 cup of salt, and 1 cup of water, but I have my half a cup today, so we're going to start with that. Get 1 cup of flour, a big container of salt. Sometimes this can take a while to pour out. I think I have another one of these downstairs. I hope I do, because I am using a lot of salt. And as well, because it's only flour, salt, and water, if it gets in our mouths, it's not the end of the world, because we're going to use food coloring as well, just to do a few of our different colors. So this one is good for finger painting. I've heard that it's not great for using brushes with, but we'll do our best. You can also make some paint by putting some flour and water on the stove. Obviously you need mommy's and daddy's help for this. You put your flour and water on the stove, you heat it up, and whenever it gets a bit sticky, you take it off, then you add cold water into it, give it a mix, and then put some food coloring in it, and it's kind of pasty, so it's very good as well for finger painting, but again, not great with a paintbrush. So that is our flour and salt, and then our half a cup of water, my spoon to give it a good mix. So I'm making it in one bowl. You can, if you want to make loads, you can make it in a big mixing bowl and then separate it into smaller bowls for each of the colors. So today we are going to be making some spring flowers. So the colors I have for that are green, orange, and red. Yeah, red. I got some proper red food coloring, so hopefully it works. Now this looks lovely and poopy. So it says that you can blend it, which will probably be a great idea to get all the lumps out. Or if you don't want to blend it, you can just give it a good mix and work out all those muscles in your arms. Now, look at that lovely paint. So we're going to choose our colors now. Oh, I see a lump. No, it's gone. Brilliant. So we have 2 other bowls. So that's what that looks like. Nice enough to eat. And you can eat it, but it would taste super yucky because we put salt in it and not sugar. So remember, whenever we were learning about our tastes, our salt doesn't really taste that nice if there's loads of it by itself, and it's our sugar, that's the one that looks like salt, can be very, very sweet and nice to eat by itself. Might put a little bit more water into that to make it a bit more runny, because we're going to make some flower stamps today, so they have to stick onto our stamps whenever we put them into the paint. Oops. Again, this can be a lovely messy activity that we can do in the kitchen, or since we have lovely long days and the weather's really nice, we could do it out in the garden if we want to have a little bit of messy play. Now, I have my green colouring. Oh, I was going to say we only need a little bit, but a lot came out there. So if you have a steady hand, let's do a little bit here. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Sometimes it's really hard to do just a little bit. Red, and this is orange, but if I do a teeny bit, that's it might come out kind of yellow. So oh, I only have one spoon. Okay, that's okay. So I'll mix in the orange. Okay, yeah, well, it's orange yellow. That looks good. There we go. There's our orange paint. Red and orange are kind of the same color, so I can use this one to mix around. Oh, lovely. My red is turned into a lovely pinky color. Looks very like the orange, but sure, look, if we wanted to get a little bit darker red, we can put more food coloring in it. And then I have a wooden spoon. Okay, I'll use that for my green. And the green is going to be for our leaves and our stem, if it works with a paintbrush, but sure. There you go. We'll just see. I might put a little bit more red into this. Now, this paint dries overnight as well. I think maybe takes a few hours to dry if you want to put it outside or leave it in the sun. It will dry quicker. And now that's a little bit, looks orange, but it's pink. Now for our flower part of the activity for spring, we are going to get old toilet rolls that we would have recycled if you have any about, and we are going to cut flower shapes from them. So I've already drawn lines on them there. They're kind of the shape of petals. You can get maybe 1, 2, 3 petals from that, and then I've just drawn a line across the middle there that I'm just going to cut down straight like that with the scissors and fan them out. So for this part, you can walk around the garden with your mommy and daddy, or have a look at your favorite flowers and see what shape you want to cut these out, to see what shape petals you'd like, because there's loads of lovely flowers out in the gardens or in the parks now that you can see on your walks, and you can choose which one is your favorite to make for your painting. And then you can get mommy and daddy to help drawing the petals on, and maybe you can do some of the cutting, or mommy and daddy can help with the shapes that are a little bit more tricky, because it's not like cutting on a page, it's a bit more difficult. We have to be very careful with our scissors as well. So that's my first flower, and I'll bend the first petal over, and second petal, third petal. So probably could have done 4, but that could look like a flower maybe if I did 4 or 5 petals. So done that one, and where's the other one? Here. So we'll just cut down to the middle line and see if this works a bit better. And as well, if you have a few leaves that have fallen off trees in your garden, or a few flower petals that have fallen off trees, you can get them and dip them in your paint, and then use them as stamps. on your page. And you can have lovely different coloured petals and leaves. So I've cut all those. I'm going to bend them all back. Now, that's like a flower, or it could be like a sun if you want to do it yellow. So we have my pages here, and I'll use, oh, I've lost it. No, here it is. I'll use this one and I'll put it in the red paint. So we put it down like that, so the paint gets all over our petals. I'll move that so I can put it here and show everyone. So yeah, our petals are lovely and covered, and put it there, and you can push it down if you want. And ta-da! So that's our first flower, or our first stamp, or our first shape. And then we'll do this one. Oop. Now, because my bowl isn't very big, the petals are not really reaching. So we'll do our best. We'll push it down as far as it goes. And then we can even use our spoon or our paintbrush if we have one. I do have a paintbrush. Where's it gone? Here it is. So we can use our paintbrush and paint on the petals that we missed. Now you can see that's quite thick, but it looks okay. Maybe if we put a bit more water in, it might be a bit more runny, but then it mightn't stick to the stamp. So there we go, covered, and here we go again. So we push all them down, push, 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 do, 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 and whoop. Now, there's our second flower. So I'm going to clean my paintbrush, and I'm going to get my kind of yellowy orange, and I'm going to use this for the middle of our flower, the pollen, which is the bees' favorite part. All the bees come and sit on the pollen of a flower, and that's what they take back to their hives to make their honey. All the lovely different pollens. So we'll do the pollen, and we'll do a little sun in the corner, because the sun is out loads now because it's the start of spring and the flowers need loads of sun to grow big and strong. So there we go. It's actually working okay. It's a bit chunky, but that's all right. It is made with salt and flour and water after all. So there's our sun and our the middle of our flowers, the pollen. And then I will use our green for our stalks. There's one. Ooh. And these are the parts of the flower where our water goes up through to give the flowers a big, big drink. They collect all the water from the roots, which are in the ground, and then they drink all that water up so they can grow up big, big, big and strong. Yeah. Okay, it's actually